This is Oklahoma's own News on 6 in high definition.
State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister says she is eliminating field testing. She sat down with us to explain why. Oklahoma legislators are discussing outlawing the sale of used tires. We talked to a local business that says a law like that would really hurt a lot of people's wallets. Plus, the biggest award show in the music industry is just an hour and a half away. We look at some of Oklahoma's own who could take home a Grammy tonight. First, dozens of animals are found dead on a property in Muskogee County. Sheriff's deputies say it's one of the worst cases of neglect they've ever seen. Now they're working around the clock to clean up the mess. Just a warning, some of this footage may be too graphic for viewers. Reporter Aaron Conrad spent the day with deputies. She brings us more from Muskogee County.
Muskogee County deputies have been on this property just south of Haskell all weekend, trying to get a handle on just how many animals are dead and how many animals are still holding on.
It's really bad, it really is.
At least 30 horses and 6 head of cattle were found dead on this ranch in Muskogee County, just south of Haskell, and the numbers could keep climbing.
Well, we've been here a day and a half and it hasn't stopped. We work one section of this 200 acres and then we move to another and it's just more and more.
Muskogee County Sheriff's deputies.
Authorities say they plan to charge McWilliams with animal neglect and animal cruelty. State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister calls the decision to eliminate field testing on this year's writing exam critical for students. Hoffmeister says she made the move after consulting with experts in the testing company, all of them saying the Department of Education could make this change and still have valid testing for the spring. Hoffmeister pointed out that the field tests add an entire extra day of testing for students. With its elimination, that means a full extra day of classroom instruction instead.
Our focus has been on teaching to the test, and that is part of our problem. We are so focused on test results, which are a snapshot in a day. We need to focus on learning, and this is one simple step we could take.
Governor Fallin also praised the decision, calling the field test excessive. And Oklahoma lawmakers are debating a bill that would make it harder to sell used tires. News on 6 reporter Tony Russell spoke with one auto salvage yard in Tulsa that would be affected by the legislation.
A tire like this is going to be anywhere $15 to $25 depending on the tread and the size.
Used tires like these can provide significant savings to drivers. Two Oklahoma lawmakers want to make sure not every used tire can be used on the road again. Senator Frank Simpson and Representative Pat Ownby of Ardmore are behind the legislation that would prevent anyone from selling a used tire with a tread length.
Commuters need to be ready to make some detours as several construction projects will begin in the metro area this week. In Rogers County, the Highway 266 bridge over the Verdigris River overflow is being replaced. Phase 1 of the project begins tomorrow with construction of a temporary replacement. This will allow for traffic to continue through that area while crews first tear down the old bridge and eventually build a permanent replacement. Also, part of the west side of the IDL will be narrowed tomorrow for bridge maintenance on I-244 from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. The left lane will be closed between 3rd Street and the off-ramp to eastbound lanes of the Broken Arrow Expressway. And there might be more road work coming to the IDL later on this year. The Oklahoma Transportation Commission is meeting tomorrow to vote on a proposed project that would replace all the pavement in the northeast corner of the IDL. This would tie into another project already approved for March to replace the pavement on I-244 between Delaware Avenue and 73rd. Coverage of the 57th Grammys begins in just over an hour right here on Channel 6. It's the biggest award show in the music industry, and there are a number of famous Oklahomans that could win big tonight. Carrie Underwood could win 2 awards for her song Something in the Water and Something Bad. Plus, local music legend Charlie Wilson is nominated for 2 categories for his rap collaboration with Kanye West. Wilson was the frontman for Tulsa's Gap Band for over 4 decades. You can catch all the excitement for the biggest night in music right here on Channel 6. Coverage of the 57th Grammys begins tonight at 7. And if you didn't get a chance to get outside and enjoy the weather today, you missed out. Mike tells us how much longer the sun will shine on the Osage Skycam network. 2 years ago, a tragic accident changed an Oklahoma man's life forever. The accident paralyzed him from the waist down. The man has since been back to work as a dispatcher for Oklahoma City, but still faces a road of challenges. Heather Hope has the story.
Seemed like a really bad nightmare.
Desmond Ford says his life literally flashed before his eyes on February 1st, 2013, as he was driving home on a dark road.
Possum on the back road, and it was bad instinct. I swerved instead of just going straight. And the car flipped after that. All I remember seeing was the stars.
By the time help arrived,
We told you Thursday about Oklahoma's new Weather Warthog, a former military plane that will soon fly into storms. To learn more about how they form out in California, NOAA has a number of planes already collecting data, trying to understand better how humans have impacted climate change. Along with radar and other sensors, the planes have devices that could capture cloud particles for analysis. What they are specifically looking at is the Pineapple Express, which is the atmospheric river that brings large storms to Northern California.
The amount of water that river has in it is like 10 or 20 of the times the flow in the Mississippi River.
And we'll be right back with weather after this.